All right, Guy. I think we're now live on Facebook. We're just going to wait a few seconds so Facebook can deliver the message and we have a few more viewers joining us.
Right. Let's do this.
So just wanted to check you can hear me, you can see me.
Yes.
Okay.
Everything perfect.
Very good. So anyone joining our live now, if you can just send us a quick comment down below just to say if you can see us okay, if you can hear us okay, and so we can get started. Don't forget to share this, guys, in all your platforms, groups, and pages and everything. So the more people watching, the better. So we're going to have a very interesting conversation tonight. I can see that Soccer de Brazil has shared the post. Very good. So I'm doing the same here with North Coast Futsal. Just slowly building the numbers there, Guy.
Oh, wow.
Up to 6. Welcome everyone joining us. Having a good day, Guy?
Very good day. Few sessions in the morning. Helping the school as well. Safety Bay High School 3 times a week. So training slowly, getting back to normal.
Very good. So do you coach in the morning and afternoon?
Mornings before school, 1-on-1 or group sessions. And then during school hours, I help Safety Bay High School, coaching 2 girls team.
Okay.
Then as soon as school finishes, we jump into the academy sessions.
Excellent. Right, Guy, I think we can probably start now. We've got some people watching us already.
All right, let's go. Let's do this.
Let's do this. All right. So welcome, everyone. My name is Renan Fenerich, and I am the head coach of North Coast Futsal. And I'm having the honor to be talking to Gui Carniel, Guilherme, the head coach of SDB, Soccer de Brazil. Welcome to you, Guy. Thanks for accepting the invitation to be with us tonight and to be sharing all your expertise and your knowledge. This, I'm sure it's going to be a great conversation.
Thank you, Renan. It's a pleasure to be here. First time, experimental this type of communication and chat. So I'm looking forward to spend the moment with you and everyone that's watching to share a little bit of, especially futsal. Yeah, that's what we're all about.
Very good. Okay, I think first things first, Guy. Why don't you just tell us a little bit about yourself and your story, where you're from, and in your experience playing and coaching from Brazil up to now. Just share a little bit if you don't mind.
Yes, interesting. Born and raised in Brazil, South Brazil, city Maringá, state of Paraná. Inside of the soccer field, that's how I grew up. I used to live in a condominium, which has a lot of buildings, around about 50 kids that I was able to hang out every day. Inside of the condominium, it was a soccer field. So that's where I spent my first 10 years of my life, every day before or after school. So that was my my livelihood. In relation to training, I grew up playing more futsal than outdoor.
Mm-hmm.
Few scholarships in college, um, um, and and I also played for the club. So I was in between club and school, and both of them was related more to futsal. I'm 39 years old today, and went through a few countries, and that's what we're going to be discussing as we go.
Excellent, excellent. So did you say 39?
39, man. 39.
So you turned 40 this year?
Next year.
Next year. So big party?
Yeah, I'm already talking to a few friends. I think we're gonna go next level.
Next level, very good. So it's going to be like a Brazilian barbecue style?
Kind of.
Probably.
During the day one, you still got day 2 and 3. So.
Very good, Guy. Nice. So Guy, we have talked before a few times. We have had some conversations in competitions and earlier today. And I know you you had a little bit of a story there when you decided to leave Brazil and go to the United States. Would you mind sharing a little bit of that with us?
Yeah, for sure. I was in the middle of high school, and a good friend of mine, Ivan Jr., we grew up together playing futsal and soccer through the schools, and we're neighbors as well. He was playing for Ponte Preta, which is a trying out and playing. It's a team in São Paulo, state of São Paulo. He came to my house to visit, and we were 16 by that time, and he just threw an idea to go to America. Let's go to the United States. Let's go play MLS. And I look at him and say, "What do you mean? What's going on?" So I bought the idea. Him and we started to see how we get there. We need a visa, flight tickets, everything. So we passed through the first 6 months, try to get a passport and how to get these things. We didn't do any action, but we're trying to see like what were the communication we're gonna have to our parents. We're just a kid. So 6 months goes by. We collected all the information. He goes to his mom and dad. I go to my mom and dad and say, "Guys, look, mom, I want to go to America." My dad was watching the news. He looked at me and said, "Is that a joke? Can I keep watching? Let's talk something else." So from that moment, it started getting serious. And 6 months later, when we turned 17 in July, 18th of July, 1999, that's when we catch the flight, him and we flew into America to experiment a new life. My father didn't have much conditions to help me, so he was able to pay for the flights. I had a cousin that lived in Denver, so I was able to stay there for a month. And him and we took off, and all my dad gave it to me was $500. So those $500 went out in 3 weeks' time. So I had no English. Junior and we had to look for a job, and that's how our life begins. 1 month later, we left my cousin's house. Him and I rent an apartment in the basement, $500 a month. Our first job was we got in a hotel, Adams Mark Hotel, as a dishwasher.
Yep.
Wash a lot of dishes and
don't have to speak English.
Exactly, and learn one word here, one word there, start putting everything together. They speak English. And then times goes by, the English get better, so I start getting a better job. Instead of washing dishes, I start bussing tables. Mm-hmm. From bussing tables, I got a job as a waiter, and that's how we kept progressing. But aside, as I was 17, I was playing for a club called Colorado Storm, under 17s. And then under 18, played for Colorado Storm again. And still thinking that we're gonna have a trial at Colorado Rapids. We're gonna have a chance to try out and who knows, play for one of the clubs in Major League Soccer. By this time, I met more people, more coaches. One of these coaches took me to his soccer team training session in under 11s. I start playing the kids for 1 hour. When the session finishes, this coach, which was Gerard Lewison, came to me and said, "Gui, you're good at the kids. Why don't you start, a coaching career?" And that's when I kind of clicked, because I had no clue that one day I was gonna become a soccer coach.
Wow.
Yeah, and from that moment, I was in between working hours plus a little bit of coaching. So the coaching started increasing, my side job started decreasing.
Mm-hmm.
It came into a moment where I made a business card, and I go, you know what? I'm gonna quit this job. I'm gonna start selling one-on-ones. Let's see how we go. So I had my first one-on-one. Her name is Tommy Goodman. She's playing today, I think, in a high level in Europe.
Uh-huh.
And then from there, that's when my career of coaching started in America. That took 6 years. And between that 6 years, from one-on-one became team training. From team training became a business. From business became a name, Carniel Soccer, my last name. And then a little bit later, I was thinking of changing the name into a name that was going to be more attractive, and which was going to have the name Brazil in the name.
Uh-huh.
And exploring here and there, I decided to call Soccer de Brazil, and that's
Wow.
when everything in Soccer de Brazil started back in America.
That's great. So Soccer de Brazil actually started in the United States.
It started in the United States with Elizabeth Brown and Aaron Boyd. It was the two phenomenal people that took me and hugged me and helped me throughout this journey in America.
It's amazing. It's amazing, Guy, how we have, if we can call that, guardian angels, that they, like it happened to me before. Similar story. I'm just gonna do a quick sum up here, but I didn't work as a dishwasher, but I worked as a cleaner at the start, and then at a restaurant when I picked up a little bit of English as a waiter. I worked at a nightclub picking up glasses, and until I was able to coach. And so, long story short, there was one day that we, at the time, we were still just dating, my wife and I, that we just decided, so are we going to stay in Australia forever or for a long time, or are we going to leave? And then we decided to stay. Things got harder as we kept going here, and then all of a sudden, I think we had our little angel. Her name is Clara, in Brisbane, and then she offered, "Hey, how about we create an entire company to sponsor you as a coach?" So she was an engineer, so she had an engineering company, and then she created All Air Futsal in Brisbane, in which needed a coach with expertise, and then she hired me, and then and so on with the process. So it was really interesting you saying about what was her name again at Soccer de Brazil, the lady?
Elizabeth Brown.
Elizabeth Brown. So, and then there was someone that said, "Guy, you're good with the kids. Why don't you start coaching?"
Yes, that was Gerard Lewison. Nice to play on his team for adults, but just the weekend league. And yeah, he's just.
So these people are guardian angels. They play a really important role in our story, don't they?
But the most important is us to understand that click and go, all right,
Exactly.
let's try.
Exactly. Yeah, just wanted to take a moment to acknowledge all the people that are joining us now. I just looked again and we got like 10 extra people on the live. So thank you everyone for being with us. Theo, Gabby, Rafael, Sean, Patrick, Glenn from Crusaders, Janice, Angela, Mary, Martin, Riley, Jason, Peter, and I'm so sorry if I didn't read your name. It didn't come up here on my screen. I'm here today. My name is Renan Fenerich. For those that don't know me and are probably watching this on the Soccer de Brazil side in Sydney or Perth. And I am here located in the northern New South Wales region in the Coffs Harbour region, and I'm here today with Gui. For those on my side watching, Gui is the head coach of Soccer de Brazil, successful Soccer de Brazil in Sydney and now in Perth, and possibly in other locations soon, Gui?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thinking about it? That's it. If anyone has questions, please send them in the comments, and we'll try and our best to answer them by the end of tonight's live session. If we do not, for any reason, if we miss it, we'll go back after and we'll reply to each and every one of you. Okay. Now, for now, Gui, how about we move on and talk about your next experience? There was something happening after the United States there. Where did you go after the US?
After US, went have a little trip to Spain, Barcelona.
Barcelona.
Yes. Just try something different, learn more. So I was home back in Brazil, and I contacted a friend of mine, Jackson. He was in Spain. We used to go to school together. And I said, man, I want to come to Spain. He goes, Gui, my house is your house. Come. So again, second challenge, yeah. First challenge in America, second challenge Spain. Got my bag, boom, gone, Spain. Arrived in Spain, which was a city 40 minutes from Barcelona, which called Castel de Fels.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, I start scanning, searching, what can I do to most likely join the Barcelona Academy. So it was an interesting story, because when I got in, after a lot of researches, after a few months already, I was dying to meet Ronaldinho. So it was the last year that Ronaldinho was playing for Barcelona, 2008.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to, and he used to live in Castel de Fels, same city that I went. So on a Monday night, I found out that he used to play on Monday night. The club called Sanduguita. So I went over there, and I was one of the first ones to come in. And then more people was arrived. It was more a private part, but I don't know how I got there. But I went, and I was able to get in. So long short story, I met him. He introduced himself to everyone inside of that pub. He shakes everyone's hands, even mine. I couldn't even say a word. Oh my God, this guy's in front of me. So I met a few people that used to work in the merchandising for Barcelona. And this person introduced me to Josep Gombau, which was on that time the technical director of FC Barcelona Escola. That, a few years ago, he coached Adelaide, the A-League team. And then he coached the Western Sydney Wanderers as well. And he was also the assistant for the Australian national team. So she introduced me to him. He goes, Gui, look, we're in the middle of the season. All the coaches are already located into teams, but you're more than welcome to come and join us. So I go, you know what? I'm going to take this opportunity. Every single day, catch the bus, 40 minutes, another 20 minutes train, go to the field, and start participating on training sessions. So I was helping the under 11s and the under 13s. 3 months later, that's when the payoff came. Yeah? That's when the opportunity came. He goes, Gui, we're going to do a tour in Japan. And that was my next tour. we're gonna tour to Japan, and we will be teaching futsal to the Japanese community. You will be traveling for 3 months. You'll be between 5 to 6 days on each city, every single city in Japan, and you'll be using the Barcelona badge, teaching futsal. And I go, yes, tomorrow, let's go. So that's when I went to Japan to represent Barcelona, stayed 3 months, did holiday camp every single city in Japan. Um, and then came back to Spain again to finish the season. And when the season finishes, I went back to Brazil again for the new journey. Um, but I think just to summarize, um, when I got that opportunity, when he said, "Look, you can come and watch us and participate, but you're not gonna get any money back. You're not gonna get paid." And sometimes it's not about that. Sometimes about the experience, the being there. It's even more valued than anything in life. And after spending 3 months going there every single day, working for no cost, I got the payback, which going to Japan for 3 months, representing the badge, which is a very, very strong badge.
Mm. Nice, nice. So from Japan back to Spain, Spain to Brazil, and then Australia?
And then, yes, and then finally,
yay.
So went back. My wife was waiting for me because she was waiting for me to stabilize in Spain. But as I've decided to go back, um, she goes, we're talking about, look, we need to look for a country that speaks English. It's grown on soccer. It's grown on football. People are investing a lot. And we were in between Canada and Australia. But due to the weather, and when I used to live in Denver, Colorado, in US, the winter was very heavy, below 20 was big time. We decided to escape a little bit from the winter and go to the tropical country. And that's why one of the biggest reasons why we chose Australia.
Mm-hmm.
So her and I, this time I wasn't by myself. She goes, this time I'm coming. Let's go, you and I. So again, arrived in Australia, had no idea, didn't know anybody. We went into a host family in Polaroy, New South Wales, which is 40 minutes.
Started from scratch.
Starting from scratch again, third time, let's go. And then from there, that's where everything began. But I had a little bit of experience now in coaching and in the business. And so it was a little bit easier, I would say, because I've been there already. And just by myself, few kids, and then got one coach to help me, and we started growing, another coach to help, and today it's been 10 years.
Wow.
10 years, man. We're completing 10 years this year.
Today?
No, not this year.
This year.
Yeah, we're completing.
And again, I may have missed this, and I'm sorry if I did. There's a couple of people saying happy birthday. It's today, actually today.
Today, the company?
No, your birthday. You said you're 39. Is it today?
No, it's not today, man. Not today.
Okay.
It's coming. Nah.
I was feeling bad because like maybe I missed it and I didn't even say happy birthday.
No, don't worry. Maybe my English is still not good, man. So
no, it's all good. So you're 39, but your birthday is not today. Just wanted to clarify. We got a couple of people here saying happy birthday, and that got me thinking. But
why not? Happy birthday from last year. That's good.
Yeah, that still counts. That was Martin, and then Christian. So are big people that you know. Very good. Okay, and we've got some people joining as well. Still joining, and for those who will miss, we'll still be able to have this video going after it finishes, and we'll have it uploaded for Instagram and YouTube users as well. So once again, Guy, thank you for coming, for participating in this chat. And continuing on, I wanted to see if you could share with us a little bit of what Soccer de Brazil is doing these days. So, you know, where are you based in Australia? You know, you've spoken about how it started and when and so on, but where are you based? What sort of programs do you offer, academies and competitions as such? And so if you can tell us a little bit about Soccer de Brazil and what you're offering.
Okay. So today I have a business partner. His name is Sean Bro here.
Mm-hmm.
Great man, awesome person. And him and I, we embrace the vision, and we're carrying this company together. So as of today, after 10 years, we are in 2 different states, New South Wales and Western Australia. We provide soccer training, futsal training, holiday camps, one-on-ones, small group training, overseas tour.
Wow.
Yep.
That's pretty comprehensive.
Yep.
So the overseas tour, is it to Brazil?
We've had about, I think, if I'm not wrong, 4 already. 3 to England and 1 to Spain.
Okay.
We were thinking to go to Brazil this September, but due to the COVID,
Yep.
we had to postpone it. But it is one of my dreams to take kids and parents to Brazil to understand our philosophy, how we we grow up playing soccer.
Yeah, that would be amazing to be going to Brazil with Soccer de Brazil. Yeah. And Guy, you've spoken about your vision and then your philosophy. And what is it exactly that it is the vision, the mission, the philosophy of Soccer de Brazil here in Australia? Can you share that with us?
Yep. Our vision is to improve Australia as a soccer nation through our effective and youth development. So, and our mission is we will strive to be the leader in developing children through soccer. We will inspire, entertain, and educate our players so that we develop world-class players and we develop players for life. So basically, no matter what type of player you want to be, if you want to be a professional player or if you want to play soccer as for fun or to build friendship, we do provide this environment to all the players and that wants to go next level or just wanna enjoy, man. Enjoy being around friends and doing an exercise, practice sports, and make sure we make a fun environment for them.
That is such a great philosophy, and then I'm sure it's a lot of people share that as well with you guys. And I guess as Brazilians, Guy, we are here probably all on a mission. I mean, the ones involved with futsal and football, you know, to help, as you said, Australians to be better at the sport and to develop that that flair, you know, the beautiful game, the Joga Bonito, as we say it. And we, same as us, we have Vinny doing the same in Lismore there with Just Futsal. By the way, I want to say happy birthday to Vinny's son, Enzo, Vinny and Talita. So 1 year old today. So, you know, the fact that we not necessarily just Brazilians, but we have a South American background already put us in a different place when comparing to some European coaches. They have a different background. I'm not saying we're better than anyone, but we're just different mostly in the individual side of things. You know, it takes anyone to go onto your website there, soccerdebrazil.com, and watch that intro video to see the flair, the Joga Bonito, See, in our uniform here, I think you can see it too. I made sure to have the Brazil flag there.
Very good.
I know you have the flag too in your shirt.
Represents.
Yeah, and so are other people doing that, and we're pretty proud of what we try and achieve here, because you probably agree with me on that one, but please say if you don't. As every time I watch the Socceroos, I struggle to find the player with that one-on-one, that 1v1 ability, the improvising, the creativity, you know, beating players and etc. So I think what we do here as a whole, there's a lot of things involved, but this is one of the main things that to develop the Australian young players to play with flair, to have fun, to enjoy the game, and so on. Do you agree with that?
110%. That's what Soccer Brazil is all about. We want them to express themselves. We want them to really, and especially in the younger age group, when they create a habit of making two decisions when they're playing, or I pass, create numerical superiority, or I perform my creativity, my one-on-one to go past defenders. So we do encourage them on every single session, especially the first 15 minutes. We call the warm-up as SDB stamp, which is the Soccer de Brazil stamp, where for the first 15 minutes, we just put core moves. We just get them to do many repetitions of different core moves. Each core move, we have a name, so facilitate the learning. And we just want them to do that when they're playing. We want them to feel free, just like we Brazilians used to play on the street when we were younger.
Yes, absolutely. I know we've already mentioned it, Guy, but I know you have some programs that are for outdoor soccer, for football, but the core of your programs are futsal. Am I correct?
Correct.
So in futsal, how do you see futsal going? How do you see futsal being conducted in Australia here? Does it work in our favor? Does it work against us? What's your vision on that regard in terms of how futsal is seen in Australia?
Yeah. Look, it's a pleasure to be involved in two different states, because they're completely different in relation to how they see futsal.
Okay.
Just a little comparison. That's my opinion. In New South Wales, let's say there's a lot of restrictions for you to be involved in a Premier League. For example, you need to put an application. With this application, it's so complex that you need to have a lot of things to get them to see if you're going to get approval. You need to have 9 teams. It's a must. Otherwise, you cannot be a futsal club. Under 12 boys, under 13 girls, under 14 boys, under 15 girls, and then you go all the way up to the adults. And we, as Soccer Brazil Academy, we work more with the juniors. And we don't have an adult. We don't have an under 18s. So for us, it's already out of way to get into the New South Wales environment, their bubble. So, and that takes a lot of kids away of the sport. And also, we're victim of our own success, because we form all these kids. They are like players that can play futsal, but because we're not on a league, they ended up going into other clubs to play that league, which is in WA. It's completely opposite. They help you become a club. They help you put kids in. There's an organization here that called Pro Futsal, and they have 2 gymnasiums that we play futsal the whole year round. So they call the winter season, they call the summer season. For you to become a club is extremely easy. Um, you can add as many teams as you want into the competition, and you can grow slow. You can take your time and grow. And then you can start training more coaches. You can start having more teams. And just this year, um, the Western Australian Football Federation partner up with this private organization, Pro Futsal, because the Western Australian football sees the benefit of combining futsal with soccer, and they're working together. And it's phenomenal how one state think one way and another state think completely different.
Mm. So you see that in Western Australia, there is a privately owned organization working alongside with the federation. Is that what's happening there?
Correct. Correct.
And that would be in itself a massive step forward towards achieving something great there, isn't it?
Yes. Yes. Awesome. And I just wish New South Wales would follow the league. Let anyone become a club, but everyone needs to have an understanding that if you put a team into that competition, it is a strong competition in New South Wales. So you're not just going to become a club and get a bunch of kids and throw them into that tournament where you got 10 teams that really fighting hard for the championship. One great example in Sydney is the Sydney Futsal Cup. This is the first youth juniors tournament in a state that provides this environment to the kids. Last year, it was about 400 people inside of the gymnasium with 6 futsal courts.
Wow.
Anyone could register. The competition was a high level, so everyone that registered knew it, that where they were coming. And there was a great environment that everyone could have an experience to play and see if they enjoy, if they don't, if they want to stick with the futsal, if not. But it's just open to the public.
Mm, that's excellent. Yeah, I saw some photos of Sydney Futsal Cup and it looked amazing. And in fact, we're actually preparing our teams from North Coast Futsal here in New South Wales to play this year in the comp. But with the current situation, we don't know what's happening now.
Yeah, that's true. We have a few teams in WA as well that keep texting and saying, "Is the City Futsal Cup going ahead?" And say, "I don't know. We need to wait for the organization to let us know." But
Yeah,
WA, they're in standby as well. Hopefully, everything gets better soon and we can enjoy
yeah,
this again.
very nice. Guy, it looks like we have at least 20 very loyal people watching us. This number goes up and down a bit, but I just wanted to say that we really do appreciate everyone staying with us. Do us a favor, show your love by pressing that little heart button on down below on your screen there. So we know you're enjoying and that you are with us. So we can keep going, bringing you some interesting things. Also, if you have the opportunity to click on that button on the left-hand side that says share, so we can have more people joining in. Yes, thank you. The hearts are coming up now. All right, so moving on, Guy, I think this is a very interesting topic that we are going to discuss now. And I'd like to invite anyone that has any questions to comment now. Do you, Guy, and obviously on behalf of Soccer de Brazil, do you see futsal do you see futsal being used as a development tool for football in Australia at the moment? And I'm going to also take advantage of that topic. There's a question from Rafael. Thanks, Rafa. Rafa asks, how do you see football clubs embracing futsal in Sydney and Western Australia? So it's all linked on the same topic. Please share your thoughts.
Fantastic. Look, let's just go back to Brazil a little bit, and Rafa will understand that all the clubs are linked into futsal. Flamengo, Corinthians, all the big clubs there, they do have their futsal academy linked with soccer. And I wish it was like this here in Australia. So, for example, Sydney FC has a futsal academy linked with, where when there's tournaments, Sydney FC can go and play futsal. When there's outdoor, Sydney FC can play futsal. But not only that, Rockdale City Suns, Sydney Olympic, all the A League clubs, as well as the division below clubs, could embrace futsal into their curriculum, their methodology, and because we Brazilians are big believers that if we put more emphasis into futsal on a younger age and start decreasing as you get older, which you're gonna get in a moment where, okay, I go left, let me go futsal, or I go right, or let me turn into an outdoor. Rodrigo, which was the manager for the youth academy in Flamengo, Rio de Janeiro, he was here helping us, working for Soccer de Brazil. So we share a lot of information. And his curriculum, or Flamengo's curriculum, was, let's say, the kids, the early age, trained 5 days a week. 4 of them was futsal, 1 of them was outdoor, and then they took 1 futsal out, add 1 outdoor. So, and that's how I believe we should be doing this year.
So at the moment, you don't see it happening in any way in Sydney or Western Australia?
I don't know. I haven't there's no spikes yet. I haven't heard anything or
yeah.
And we do have a pathway now that we can talk about FAF.
Yeah, we can see here that Soccer de Brazil is watching.
Yeah.
So Australia needs to start considering futsal as its own independent sport rather than something that is played when football isn't played. Revenue from futsal should go back in futsal rather than carved off to football. Couldn't agree more. Futsal is the best tool for player development, but it is also on its own such an exciting sport to watch and play. And that falls into what we talking next. Futsal as its own sport, has its own pathways. It's a bit confusing, unfortunately, still in Australia with the different organizations running their things. I guess you probably just same as me that you just want to play. You just want the kids to play and be happy and have fun. But that's a good point. That a lot of the times the money that is paid in registrations for futsal isn't actually being invested in futsal. It's being redirected to soccer, to football, and that is not helping the sport at all. So what's your view, Guy, in terms of futsal at the moment here and the pathways that we are offering for our kids in futsal?
Guys, there's a side organization called FAF, Federation of Australian Futsal. His name is Antonio, and he's doing such a great job because he's providing opportunity for the juniors to represent Australia, to play futsal against other countries. One of the examples was when I went to Spain to represent Australia with the under-13s, and there was an amazing experience. And for me as a coach, for the players that for the first time representing the country, little kids, I say kids because 13 years old, playing against Paraguay, against Brazil, Argentina, Italy, France, guys, it was a dream for everyone. And I believe he's doing such a good job, and more opportunities will come, more World Cup will come. But again, it's a affiliation aside from FIFA. Yeah.
So did you mention? So that was an under-13s World Cup.
Correct.
And that was in Spain, Catalonia, was it?
Yeah.
So you went as a coach for that group?
Correct. As a head coach.
Congratulations for being appointed as a coach.
Yeah.
And also congratulations for Antonio, for Tony, for the work that he's been doing with FAF.
Yes.
So that's very good. That's a true pathway for juniors. If you don't mind, Guy, would you like to share with us your experience in Catalonia, in Spain, with the 12, 13-year-olds there? One of your goalkeepers was actually my player here from Costa Rica, Jack Zima.
Yeah.
We did some work with him for a couple of years, and yeah. So how was the whole experience?
Amazing, man. Amazing. It's just like a dream, you know. One thing that gets me a lot that I will never forget, it's how emotional I was when the Australian national anthem played for the first time, and everyone looking at the flag and singing. Well, I don't know how to sing the whole national anthem, but just the feeling, and everything comes to your head. A lot of work, yeah. Back to America, washing dishes to become an
To
Australian
get to that point.
coach, and all that. Those pictures came to my head, and it's something that I'll never forget. So amazing experience. Andrea Caro was my assistant. We shared a lot. We were so focused. The kids had a timetable every single day what to do. Even before games in the morning, we had a stretching session. We had a video session. It was purely focused into driving through this what the World Cup asked you to do. So it was amazing, man. Every game, singing the national anthem, changing rooms, you seeing the other players speaking another language, wearing another uniform, representing their country. It was awesome. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, if you as an adult felt it that way, imagine like what was going through a 12, 13-year-old's head.
Wow.
So much. Did you get anyone crying there of emotions?
Oh, big time. There was I think it was our second game. We were down 6-1 against France.
Uh-huh.
6-0 actually, and ended the first half we scored 6-1. We were better, but the ball wasn't just going in, and every ball that France had it was on the back of our net. Uh, Second half came, we turned around 8-6
Wow.
and game finished.
I did watch that game. It was
Wow.
nerve-wracking.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah, so basically the kids felt like professionals.
Oh yeah, from
Yeah, and
one as soon as they jump into the plane, exactly like that.
yeah, and that's such a great thing for young kids to be part of, for that opportunity. So yeah, for everyone involved, well done, and yeah, thanks for doing that for the kids.
Yes, and hopefully I get another invitation because I cannot wait to do it again.
Yeah. We are heading towards the end of our conversation here. We still got a couple of things to talk about, but yeah, everyone, thank you for being part of this live broadcast. And my name is Renan Fenerich, and I'm the head coach of North Coast Futsal here. And I am having the pleasure to talk to Gui Carniel from Soccer de Brazil. Initially was Sydney, but now is Western Australia.
Yep.
So Guy is sharing his views, his experience, his expertise with us. Obviously, Guy, I think this is something that is affecting everyone. This current health crisis situation that's happening around the globe, and I just wanted to for you to share with us how this crisis affected SDB and your plans to resume. How are you dealing with the situation?
Look, it's getting better now. We, as I said before, I mentioned the name Rodrigo Nunes, which was the manager of Flamengo that came to to be part of our STB team in Australia before the virus came, and now we had to leave. So there was a lot of plans that we had that we weren't able to achieve. But now we're coming back again. Um, in WA, it's a bit easier than the New South Wales at the moment. We already going to stage two, where from next week we can have 20 people inside the gymnasium, 30 people outdoor practicing soccer and futsal. Um, from one-on-ones, we've jumped to group sessions. From group sessions, we've jumped to 10 players per training session. And as soon as we were able to gather in 10 people, man, we sold out again registration. So Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, we have players now on the waiting list, waiting for next week. So as soon as we increase with 20 people, they're able to start training again. So we're very happy to see that people still have a big trust on our philosophy and cannot wait to return and start training again. So yeah, we're getting back. We're getting back stronger. I think on the other scenario with this pause, it gave us a good time to think, to restructure the business again, to see what we're doing, what we can do to improve and make it better. Um, on the other side, I have been studying a lot. There's online courses in Brazil that with the technology and computer, all these things, we're able to, even from far, learn more from the best. So I took this time more for studying, planning soccer de Brazil, and also, man, most important, yeah, family, be around them and get to know them better because we had space in our brain that we could have with them. So
Yeah, yeah. Family is key, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. So whenever it happens, you just gotta take in a positive way and keep going.
Yeah, yeah. It's amazing because when we started this, I must say I panicked for, but not for very long, for probably one day. And then I just had to sit down and I said, okay, I'm not gonna die here. We just need to sit down and think about it, and as you said, take the opportunity to plan, to restructure, to learn, to acquire knowledge from the best, taking advantage of the technology as you mentioned. So I also purchased a couple of books, did some online courses. And one thing that I mentioned the other day, and I think you probably the same, a lot of people are talking about seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, and can't wait to go back to what it was. What the way I see it, I don't want to go back to what it was. I want to come out of the tunnel. I want to be better, not the same. So that's my view. That's the process of personal development and business development, that we're having the opportunity, that sometimes it with our busy lives we don't have the time because we're either on the sideline coaching or we're at home with the wife and the kids, and and life happens. So I think this looking from a positive perspective, it gave us the opportunity not only to connect more with our family, have more time with our family and wife and kids. By the way, big kiss to my wife Gabby. She's inside with the two kids by herself while I'm here talking. I love you, Gabby. You want to say something too?
Drew, love you. I'll be right there.
Yeah. But also as a professional. So if we can take something positive from this, that's my view.
Yeah. Cool.
Very cool. So Soccer de Brazil, exactly. Agreeing. Someone had asked before about playing futsal without a roof. So outdoor futsal is perfectly fine and possible. I grew, Guy, you can talk about it too, but I grew up in Brazil, and when I went to school, it was probably like we had two courts. One was indoor, one was outdoor. The indoor one, it was like no one could touch it. It was just like, when there was like a professional event. So I grew up just playing futsal without a roof, playing outdoor futsal on pretty much was concrete. And that is a very common scenario too in Argentina, and you can say about Spain, probably there's some outdoor courts there. Yeah.
When we were at the World Cup, we had quite a several training sessions in the country on outdoor. So it is normal. It's normal for us to be. I grew up playing futsal next to the stadium in a parking lot where they used to put the futsal goals there, set up the lines, and had a tournament in there. So for us, it's very normal to be outdoor futsal.
Yeah, and I think that's playing futsal either indoor or outdoor, playing on the streets. I think all of that, help the kids to be more creative, to be able to improvise, and they have fun. They come up with some really cool games, and they make their own rules. And I think you can probably comment on that as well. This form of unstructured football, unstructured futsal, even here in Australia, we're missing that a lot. So I'm pretty sure that you're trying to mimic that with your guys there at STB, and I'm doing the same here with my guys. Trying to, sometimes you just have to have very few to non-interventions in your training session. Just let the kids be kids and learn with them too. It's a two-way traffic. How do you see that, Guy?
Yeah, correct. So it's just advice to the players, to play more, as you just said. It could be with the father. Father takes the son to the park, roll the ball to him, let him take shots, let him just practice his finishing. Um, when we were younger, um, we were just knocking at friend's door and say, "Hey, let's go outside. Let's play 2v2." Or we had two people only. Or let's play go a goal or 1v1. But we had no referee. We had no coach, telling us what to do. So I agree. I think the players should have a little bit more freedom with this busy world that we're living today. That a child is always receiving instructions. Yeah, when you wake up in the morning, mom and dad, go brush your teeth. Let's go. Command it here, there, here. Let's go to school. When you get to school, there's a teacher there. Another 6 hours, hammering the child. Do this, do that, do this. As soon as you finish school, you go to a ballet, a soccer training, or any type of training. There's another teacher there hammering him again. Go, 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 go. And as soon as you get home from coaching, mom and dad again, dinner, homework,
Yeah,
go to bed. So
they've been told what to do 24/7.
where their free time. So yeah, I think my advice to the kids is if they have more free time, they will develop much more this player's expression. Yeah, do what they feel better to do instead of someone tell the kids how to act.
Yeah, and I think also they need to be more encouraged to do that too, because there's a little bit of the cultural aspect here too that's not um, intrinsic in their cultural background. So, like for example, the other day I went to this kid's house, and then they had like a beautiful piece of grass there. And then I said, "Oh, let's play." And he looked at me and says, "Oh, but there are no goals. How can we play without goals?" I said, man, are you kidding? And then I looked around, let's say, picked up a chair, put a chair. There was a small broken table, put a table. Here's one goal. And looked around. There was like a broom and an old shoe. And there's the other goal.
Game on.
You start, thinking outside the box. And obviously it's not his fault. He's never learned that. He's never seen that. But I think, when he saw me, he went like, oh, okay, I can actually do that. And I'll tell you what, you make the rules of the game. Yeah. And he started to think about it. Oh, how about rather than scoring a goal, we knock the chair down? Fine. And that desire, that little fire inside his head now is, I'm sure when I left his plate, his parents probably want to kill me that he's, trying to play with, plates and glasses and stuff inside the house. But, it's just, if sometimes it just needs someone to say something and go like, oh, okay.
That's it. I'm spending some time in WA now, and I'm very fortunate because the house that I rent is inside of the condominium. So there's 30 houses here, and my daughter is so lucky because she goes out of the door, she's on the street, but it's closed, so she can just experiment on herself and on anything she wants, develop as in balancing, coordination, all these things. Which when I was in Sydney, Bondi Beach, Bondi Road, any apartment, as soon as you leave, there's a big avenue there, very dangerous. So there is locations and occasions as well that allows you to do it or not.
Very nice. Yeah. It's been so great, everyone, to have you with us. But I think we are heading towards the end now. Guy, I wanted to ask you if you could give a piece of advice for our viewers, what would it be?
Well, it would be three. Is that okay?
Yeah, three are more than fine.
Okay, so three was one for the players to play more, to enjoy themselves more without any restrictions, without any someone watching them. Be free. For the coaches, my advice would be try to understand more the players. I think sometimes when after, let's say, 10 weeks training, you go to a game and a player cannot apply what you've been teaching him, and you go, oh my God, I've been teaching that player for 10 weeks and that he doesn't get it. But I would say it's our fault. It's the coach's fault. We needed to understand the children. We need to not provide too many information in such a short time, and read them, see how they are, see how they, as soon as you apply an exercise and you put something for them, try to understand them, see if they got that, and do it again. So they from because every message that comes to them, if you don't practice it again, it's gonna go away. And a lot of coaches see a few things on YouTube, and I like that exercise. Let me apply that tomorrow. But it is good for you because you saw that exercise working, but might not working for your team. So I think creating an idea throughout the game phases, um, teach them the logic of the game, make sure they understand the game. So I think that was going to be my advice to the coaches, to really understand the children when you're coaching. And last one for the parents, um, always positive. I know, I think I will be one of you guys as well. My son grow up, but my advice is, as soon as the game finish or a training session finish, just ask him how it went. Um, just ask him what was the best moment of that game, because he knows whenever he done wrong at the game, he knows already because the coach already spoke to him. And the only thing that he does not want is get inside of the car and hear the same message that the coach done it. So I just my advice to the parents is just always be positive no matter what. Be the dad. not the coach. He did that, and let the coaches do the picking, the pressure, the pushing. Yeah.
Brilliant. Brilliant advice. So players, coaches, and parents, I hope you listen to this one. I have written it down here. So pretty good advice. Thank you, Guy, for sharing it.
No problem. Thank you for having me. Being nervous first time, but I think I made it.
Yes, you did. And I just wanted to ask you, if people wanted to find you on the social media channels, how could they do it?
Yeah. Well, soccerthebrazil.com business. We are on Facebook. We are on Instagram. And my personal one, Gui Carniel or Guilherme Carniel. You can find me on Facebook, on Insta as well.
Excellent. For those wanting to connect a little bit more and find out a little bit more about us as well, we are North Coast Futsal, and my name is Renan Fenerich. You are watching this on my page on Facebook. It will also go soon on the Instagram and YouTube channels as well. If you could give us your support, hitting the like, the follow, and the subscribe buttons wherever you are, we would be forever grateful for both Guy SDB and for myself and NC. Guy, yeah.
Last one, just want to say thank you to yourself for all your lives that you've been doing. You've been interviewing so many important people on a futsal environment from everywhere in Australia and Brazil. So thank you for taking your time, because that's going to pay off for all of us in the future, sharing your knowledge, your idea to everyone that you've been interviewing.
Thanks, Guy. I appreciate that very much. And yeah, look, I had this idea to talk to some of our futsal friends, and your name has always been part of that list. And there's so many other names and that I have on my list that I'm yet to invite. But look, it's a project that I always had to discuss the game, to discuss how we can improve it, and to share our experiences here in Australia and overseas. So on my side to you, I wanted to once again say thank you very much for accepting to be part of this. I have been admiring your job at Soccer de Brazil for a very long time now, and I'm just pleased and happy that you could be with us tonight.
Awesome. Thanks, man. Thanks for having me. Thank you.
All right, to those watching, we will say goodbye now. And before we go, can we see all the hearts and the thumbs up going up there on the screen? I love to see that, guys. I'll start, okay? Can you just go and hit those heart and thumbs up buttons there? We see them flying. And so we can carry on and keep going with the interesting conversations here. There we go. We see a few there. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Guy. Until next time.
All right. Thank you. See ya.
Cheers.